Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. Welcome back to another back planning video. I think there will be a few of these. So today you are joining me to back plan in my writing planner part 2. Ignore my ripped nail. I lost it to the trunk or back hatch of my Forerunner on a rainy day, and it hurt a lot. Actually, it was like an hour or two after I finished recording my last video, which was kind of part 1 of this back planning in my writing notebook, but my monthly. So that's not needed right now. We'll put that off to the side. So this was what we back planned together in last time. This was my monthly booklet from Sterling Ink. This is the N1 size. Today we are going to back plan together in the Sterling Ink weekly booklet, part 1. So January through June are in the first book, and then July through December are in a second book. So, excuse me. I'm wondering if I want to just put some stickers down on the monthlies here, just to show the passage of time. Like maybe these cute little stars and such. Let's see what else we have here. Maybe there's some small quotes or something that I could use, because I'm not really a fan of the quotes. Those are kind of large. Maybe we can just put this down for funsies, because I don't have anything else here. We can kind of decorate it up a little bit. Maybe. Maybe we could do one of those big boxes with it. Okay. We'll just kind of put that there. Maybe this dark blue, because that I think will kind of, I think that will fit over this pretty well, actually. Yeah. Uh-oh. This is the scary part, though. Careful. Ooh, okay. So, I think that'll be about good. Yeah. Excellent. Okay. And then we can put this kind of centered, or centered-ish, centered enough. Oh, hey, look at that. We could use these stickers. Okay, that's great. And right now it is, what? Yeah, a little bit after 5 p.m. It is Monday, June 23rd, so I just got home from work a bit ago. Let the dogs out. When I came home, though, I came home to chaos. Not terrible chaos, but chaos nonetheless. Our couch has the seat cushions, and then instead of the back of the couch being attached to the kind of bones of the couch, if you will, they're just large pillows, which is great because it makes it really easy to throw those pillows into the wash and keep the couch cleaner. However, the dogs, specifically Newton and Sawyer, have found out that they are pillows and they come off and they can play with them. So I came home to a bunch of the pillows being strewn across the living room. And they have also figured out that if you chew a hole in the seam of the pillows, there's a bunch of white stuffing inside. So I came home to the pillows being strewn all over the floor, or all over the living room, and also a bunch of the white fluff from the pillows, which a lot of the pillows have, well, not a lot, but some of the pillows have already been chewed upon a little bit. They've already had like a corner chewed open from Newt when he was a puppy, but I suspect there are a few new holes in some of our pillows, which I'm not thrilled about, but at the same time, we bought that couch for $50 from someone who was moving out of town, and we intentionally do not buy nice or new things because we have 7 animals. We have made the choice in our life to not own anything nice in exchange for having a large and loving household. So we know we can't have nice things, but still, we kind of, sometimes it would be nice if we could, have a little bit of, not even nice things, just things that aren't totally destroyed. But alas, I don't think that's in the cards for us. So, just another hole in the pillows. But it is what it is, and there are far more important things in this world to worry about than our couch. So I'm just gonna go with it. And I can't be mad at them. Like, when I get home, I can't be upset with them because it happened, I didn't catch them in the act, so there's no use in, like, getting mad at them about it now because there's nothing to be done. Okay. This spread, I was not sure what I was going to use it for. I'm obviously still not sure what I'm going to use it for, and seeing as we're almost at the end of June, I will probably use it for nothing. So let's figure out where I left off in my weekly. And if I had to wager a guess, yeah, I was gonna say it's probably somewhere right around where I left off in my monthly booklet here, and it appears that that is so. Let's put the sticker book aside, and I think the easiest way for me to do this, I have my everyday carry planner here, and I do keep track of my task blocks. Again, I was talking in my last video about how I work in task blocks, and a task block, if you're not familiar, is just a set length of time that you predetermine, set a timer, set an alarm, and you work consistently on one project for that amount of time, and then the timer goes off and you've completed one task block. I like to work in 30-minute increments. Sorry about the dogs. So I could go back through my everyday carry planner and look for my task blocks. However, as you can see, there's also a lot of other things in here, and it's easy for my eyes to miss my writing time amongst all of this other stuff. So I think the easiest thing to do would be to use my HB90 planner. If you're new around here, HB90 is Sarah over at Heart Breathings. It is her 90-day goal setting and planning course. I have been in HB90. I've been an HB90 student for, I want to say, around 3 years, and this year I've decided to have an entire planner just dedicated to my HB90 stuff. And it might seem a little redundant to have this information in my everyday carry planner, in my writing planner, and also in my YouTube planner and in my running planner. However, I like being able to look back on my data and saying, okay, what was I working on for my writing in 2023? And I can pull out my 2023 writing planner, and I don't have to go digging for that information amongst all of this. So I do like, however silly it may seem to someone else, I don't care. I like to have it in its own space. So this is the first year I've had an HB90 planner, and I think I really like it so far. It's not something I'm opening up every day, but honestly, I'm okay with that. I don't open all of my planners every day. Part of the reason why we're doing some back planning is because I don't open all of my planners every day. But I do try to use my everyday carry as the catch-all, and then that makes it a lot easier to go into these other spaces and fill in the information that I need. So that being said, let's figure out where I left off, and it looks like this week. The week of April 6th. So just a little bit on what, I'll give you a little quick rundown on what I am looking for. My writing section is up here along the top, and I will be pulling this information only throughout the weeks to update my writing planner here. So on the 7th, I drafted 855 words and one task block. So I spent 30 minutes. And I could have written all of this in 25 minutes, but if it takes me 1 to 30 minutes to do something, I count it as one task block. If it takes me 31 minutes, I might still count it as one task block, but if it takes me 35 minutes, I count it as 2 task blocks. So when I go for a run, let's say, and it takes me 45 minutes to do my running and my warm-up and cool-down exercises, I will count it as 2 task blocks because it has taken more than 30 minutes. So, just a little bit of kind of how I track my time. On the 8th, I drafted 517 words. And then on the 10th, I drafted 107 words for one task block. And then next week, these were my goals that I had predetermined for Sarah's rough draft challenge that she did in April. However, I did not stick to the plan. Clearly. And I am going to reference my monthly here because, okay, here I'm still drafting, I think. Although I don't have, actually, I do have because I'm surrounded by notebooks. Let's see. My rough draft planner that Sarah created for us for free. Don't have it in there. I wonder if it is in this notebook. This is my notebook. Okay, so I don't think I drafted that day. I think I was already replotting my cult series that I have started to work on again. So let me just check my everyday carry planner here. April 19th. Okay, no details there. So I think I was plotting at this point. I don't think I was drafting. Which means that I need to change April 19th was not tan, it was blue, and 533 is the color. Let's see if I can find it. Wow, would you look at that? The first one I grabbed. Obviously it'll be a little bit of a weird color, but that's okay. Okay, I'll just set that off to the side to let it dry. Alright, back to the mission here. So the 19th. One task block. Ooh. I'm looking out my home office window and see, I think that needs to be here. You know, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm looking out my office window and there are some American goldfinches out there. Looks like there are 2 males and 1 female. There's a sorry, it's hard to write and talk at the same time. There is a bird feeder on the tree right outside my office window, so I love that I can watch the birds while I sit at my desk. It's very nice. If you didn't know, I studied birds in college. I studied ornithology. I went to a college where you don't have a major. You either get your bachelor's in the arts or your bachelor's in the sciences, and you can have an emphasis, you know, like art history or you know, pre-med studies, biology, that sort of thing, world music. But there are no majors at the college I went to, so I did not do any writing that week. But I did not major necessarily in ornithology. I studied it for about a year. So I'm not as smart about birds as a lot of other folks, but I did really enjoy studying birds. And I had a lot of fun. I got to see a lot of cool birds. And I got to keep a nature journal, which, you know, had a lot more than birds in it, but it was fun to keep track of what species I was seeing and do illustrations and things like that in my nature journal. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, the American goldfinches are some of me and my husband's favorite birds to see in the yard. We always used to see them in our neighbors' yards, especially like a couple houses at the other end of our small neighborhood. And we were always jealous that the goldfinches would hang out there and not at our house. So we, as if we, don't already have enough bird feeders in our yard, we put up a couple extra and did some research on what kind of seeds, what they like to eat. And we see the goldfinches quite often in our yard now. So we like to claim that we won the goldfinch war because, I mean, I'm sure they are also at our neighbor's house. Not that it's really a competition, but we are very excited that the goldfinches enjoy our house as well. Here you can see, since I've switched to June, the current month, I switched my marker colors. I went from the Tombow colors to my new Erin Condren markers. And yeah, I just wanted to use my new markers. So this isn't necessarily me spending time on my writing, but I do want to keep track of my mastermind small group that I participate in. And then I think, I don't think I did do any writing. Let's see. That's right. I did not do any writing this week. Okay, well, we'll just skip right over that. This was Double Down Day. I'll note it, even though I didn't do anything about it. Okay. On to the next week. On the 12th, I plotted my cult series. I was wondering if y'all would be interested in more writing videos and updates from me. Because I love doing all my planners and notebook videos, but I also would like to maybe do more content on here revolving my writing, and I love consuming like writer author tube content, and I was wondering if that was something y'all would be interested in seeing more of from me. Or not. So that brings us to here. We can kind of catch up together. Let's hang out. So my writing color, these are the earth tone markers from Erin Condren, and these are the pastel ones. And my writing is this color, then we have this purple, and this blue. Okay, there we go. So on Thursday, Friday, I did not do any writing. Yesterday, I did a lot. So I set up, I realized, actually while I was in the middle of filming a YouTube video, I realized that my little index cards fit perfectly in these boxes, and they used to match my colors perfectly: yellow, teal, and corally orangish pink. Obviously these colors don't match these colors any more than I'm using, but I don't care, it's fine. So I had started to put stickers down when I'm planning, and maybe we can do that together here in just a few minutes, planning what I want to do in my Erin Condren HB90 goals planner. Okay, there we go. That's a mouthful. So yesterday, I think I want to write with the thinner one. Okay. There we go, jeez. Okay. I went to the bagel shop with my friend Sarah, who also spells her name the same way as I do. And I worked on plotting my series, and she is a college professor and an academic scholar applying for a PhD program, and she's also trying to publish research journal articles, not in a magazine or a blog or anything. She's trying to get published in her field. So in this I did 3 task blocks with her, and then I walked. Could you hear that? Could you hear the birds? Okay. Easily distracted. Then after I met up with her, I was done being in the space that we were in. I wanted to leave the bagel shop and switch up my scenery. So I left her at the bagel shop, and I went to the tavern down the street and worked for another hour-ish. I think I probably worked a little over an hour, but I can't remember. So, alrighty. And then on Friday, yes, I filmed my last video. I didn't really do much editing except for trying to adjust the audio. Okay, and that took about 5 task blocks. So writing last week, I spent 6 task blocks. YouTube, I spent 5 task blocks. And then I had a really good week running last week. Wrong tip. I want the fine one. On Friday, I ran 2.03 miles, and that took, I want to say that took 2 task blocks. And then, oh crap, that was the wrong day. I do that so often. In this planner, I write things on the wrong day. Okay, where's my... I know this is cream whiteout on bright white paper, but I don't have, or not whiteout, correction tape. But I don't think I have bright white correction tape, so. And then yesterday, Sunday, I ran 2.51 miles. And 2 task blocks. So fitness, look at that. I spent pretty even amounts of time on all 3 areas last week. That's good. Okay. So this week, let's just, turn this into a whole kind of plan with me, I suppose. Okay, fitness is purple. Y'all can see how I set up my Erin Condren planner for a week. And just like my writing planner, I don't always come in here towards the beginning of a week and plan it out. Sometimes I'm better at that than others. Sometimes I just back plan like I was doing in my writing planner a few moments ago. But either way, y'all can get the gist. Okay. And I'm sorry, not sorry, that my lines are not straight as I'm highlighting these boxes, but I really don't care. I don't know if you can hear that. One of my neighbors has a very loud Jeep. It's one of those where like it doesn't have a roof and it doesn't have doors, so luckily it's only out, a few months of the year when it's warm and dry here in Western Washington, but I can always tell when he's coming in and out of the neighborhood because it makes a very distinct sound. Okay, YouTube, and then writing. I'm better at doing my horizontal lines straight than my vertical, but as I say that, my vertical ones are turning out pretty decent. Alright. So, concentrate. Okay. Today is Monday the 23rd. Okay. So I like to use the post-it notes here to plan out my HB90 because I don't like to write things in and have it be like solid, like concrete. I like to give myself wiggle room and do the post-it notes. That way, if things don't work out how I think or want them to, it's not written in my planner. It just gives me a little bit more flexibility, takes some of the pressure off. So my running schedule is pretty consistent on Tuesday, Friday, Sundays. I am thinking about adding another day of the weekend. And Monday is the most logical for me just because of the way my life is. But that means I'm running 1, 2, 3 days in a row. Which maybe isn't bad. Maybe I, take it easy on Sunday, Mondays, and then I can push a little harder on Tuesdays and Fridays because I have days in between as buffers. But I can reuse these easy peasy because it's just run. I'm not putting down like a time limit or a distance on there. I'm just saying run. And my YouTube is the one that's going to vary a little more in my writing. So, where are all of... Here we go. In my like basket of sticky notes here. I'm asking myself, where are all my sticky notes? Alright. So this... Today, I am filming, and I don't really foresee myself really editing this video. I'm just gonna adjust a few things and make sure that the quality is there, but I'm not editing. Okay. And then for writing this week, I would like to do another video. Maybe, this weekend is so busy. I don't think I will. Nope. I'm just gonna save this post-it for another day. Good enough. Alright. I do want to plot tomorrow. Wednesday, I am getting together with a friend. And then I want to do some plotting on Thursday. Friday, I think I'm busy. I'm working from home. I need to go for a run, and I work at the brewery. So Friday's spoken for. Saturday is pretty busy. Saturday, I am going to a farewell party at a bar in town that is closing. My local library recently had a renovation, so they're having like a renovation party and dedication that I want to go to. And then Saturday evening is my birthday party. So Saturday's probably spoken for. And then Sunday, I have my mastermind meeting at 10 a.m. and then I have to work at the brewery, and I also have to try and fit a run in. So I might see if my mastermind group could maybe meet like a half an hour later or a couple hours earlier. That way it gives me more time to run. But I don't think I'll be able to do any writing this weekend. So, yeah. I'm gonna try and spend 2 or 3 task blocks on my writing here, and then hopefully 2 task blocks on Thursday as well. But this is how I like to try and plan my time for my goals. And, if I don't get to plotting on Thursday, I don't have to, white something out or cross it out. I can just pull the sticky note off and it will be blank. So, yeah, I mean, I think this was a little bit of a shorter video, but I think it was productive. I caught up in my... Did I, though? I don't think I did. Nope, sure didn't. Hello, stick to the mission. Wait, I almost caught up. That's right. So... Okay. So Sunday... I... spent 5 task box, and actually I see a mistake here because I wrote down 2, 4, 6 task blocks, but I need to add the 3, so we need to correct this to 9. Wow, that's great. Okay. Small one. Excellent. Okay. I think I'm done. Yeah. I did record my weight this morning. Okay. Y'all are just getting my planning process all over my planners. Okay. Today I am film, edit, and upload chaotic planning video. And then just some other things I have to do today. Monday to do. I have to do the dishes. I hate them. I have to fold the laundry. And I've been kind of thinking about going for a run today. Because if I go for a run, I don't have to fold the laundry, right? It's kind of how I'm seeing it. Like, oh, I could just go for a run instead. The goldfinch is back. If you don't know what an American goldfinch looks like, I highly encourage you to look it up. The females are a little less brilliantly colored, but the males are this beautiful, bright, sunshiny yellow and black. But they're very small. They're very cute. And when they when they do their calls, they sound like little tiny squeaky toys for dogs or cats. And they're adorable. I love them. So if you're not familiar with the American goldfinch, I suggest you look it up because they're adorable. Okay, and I think that's about it. I should clean my desk because it's a hot mess. Oh, tomorrow I need to... Let's just keep planning. Let's just hang out, right? Tuesday to do... Oh, and I had to call in Ellery's prescription. I did that. Tomorrow's to do. I need to send back a tank top that I ordered that didn't fit. The company sent me a return label. So I need to get that out tomorrow. I need to return my library item that I borrowed. I brought home, my friend was telling me that I should watch Severance. I know it's a very popular show right now. And so I was like, oh yeah, I'll borrow the DVD for season 1 from the library. Because I don't think we have whatever streaming service it streams on. So I just checked it out from the library. And I brought it home and I said to my partner, I was like, we can watch Severance. I checked out the DVD. I waited like 5 months for it because when I put it on hold, it was like, your number $89 on 7 copies or something. And so when it came in, I was very excited. And I brought it home, and Dusty was like, "That's great, but how do you think we're going to watch that?" And I was like, "It's a DVD." And he was like, "Yeah, but what are we going to watch it on? We don't have a DVD player. We don't have a way to watch it. We don't even have a laptop with a DVD slot anymore." And I was like, "Oh, shit." So I borrowed it, but I didn't even get to watch it. So I'm going to return it so that the next person in line can watch it that much sooner. Because I'm silly and I forgot that we don't have a way to watch it. So I need to return my library DVD, send back the tank top that doesn't fit, and I feel like there was something else. Tomorrow I have to run that too. I feel like there was something else tomorrow specifically that I had to do. I don't think so. I'm gonna put on Wednesday on a small sticky that I am hanging out with my friend Kylie after work, although I feel bad. We were supposed to hang out yesterday and it got rescheduled to Wednesday. And I'm worried that we won't be able to hang out on Wednesday because I have a feeling Ellery's prescription will be ready for pickup on Wednesday, and I have to go get it because she's, 1, almost out, and 2, I'm busy like all of these days, all of these times. So I feel like I have to get it Wednesday, and it's like an almost 30-minute drive to the pharmacy each way. So it's not like I can just pop over there real quick after work or something. It's like a thing I have to do that takes an hour at least, just over. So maybe she wants to go for a ride in the car with me. Who knows? Maybe we could go, we were planning on going for a walk. So maybe I'll pick her up and we can go to the pharmacy and then we can go for a walk together while we're out that way. That's a good idea. I'll ask her about it. But anyway, I'm not going to bore y'all anymore. I am done flapping my lips. Thank you for hanging out while I did all of this. And until the next video, this is the last time you're gonna hear me or see my hands while I am this age. My birthday is next Tuesday. My birthday's on Canada Day. So next time I see you, I'll be a year older, and that's less exciting as I get older, but whatever. Anyway, I'm just flapping my lips now. Until I see you again, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.